LPT, via dashcam. I can't stress enough on how much time and money you'll save on a $50 purchase. If you're ever in a no-fault accident, you won't have to fight with insurance companies or lawyer fees if they try to say it was your fault. Just make sure it's a reliable dashcam. Nothing worse than trying to save $50 and getting a dashcam that lets you down when you are in desperate need. 100% this. Take the card out every month and test that it is recording properly. A $50 dashcam saved me thousands after 2 separate people struck my vehicle and tried to blame me. One woman even claimed injuries in a very minor slow accident where she went straight in the inner lane of a double right turn. She was obviously out to get paid. After sending the video to insurance, matters were settled within a day. Needs to be some penalty for those leeches. Indisputable video of them attempting to scam. Some penalty that actually matters to them should follow. Not only are they scamming, but really hurting others. I have a friend who's been an insurance claims adjuster for years, who said that clients who are shown to lie to their own agencies get nailed to the ceiling. It becomes a matter of both personal and professional pride. Proper and reliable dashcam footages, obviously, a critical tool. So rates go up, or do they get dropped? I feel like anyone lying like that truly needs to be punished harshly. Not enough people take responsibility that days for their actions. It's called insurance fraud and it's punishable by fines and rarely jail time. Or parking lots that say you were in a spot for more than 3 hours. Happened to me twice this year and has saved me $80. Wow, fuck that lying bullshit. I remember one time I was in Miami and parked in a bank parking lot and got out to use the ATM that was around the corner of the same bank. When I came back 3 minutes later, I saw a tow truck driving around the parking lot and a random guy that was in the lot, I guess saw me park, had told me they had tried to hook my vehicle up and he told them I had just parked there and argued with him to not take it. Everyone's got a fucking hustle in Miami. Tow truck companies are fucking filthy. Also, do not tell your insurance that you have one. You might save pennies on your premium, but if you then have a crash and it wasn't running, they can essentially void your insurance depending on their terms and conditions. Source: work for a large insurer. Wow, what fucked up company do you work for? I work for a top carrier and have never heard of this. Why does every single dashcam review say they suck? I mean, I can't find a single dashcam that doesn't have a reviewer saying it sucks. Every single one. So, I want high definition, forward and backward cam. WTF am I supposed to buy? You're not searching the right way. If you take a list of movies and you search the internet for every individual movie, you're gonna find bad reviews for every single one. Also, you gotta look for best dashcam 2019 or something. You're gonna get videos from dashcam review channels that review dashcam year long and can produce reliable top 5 videos. That's how I chose my cam, Varfo 129 Pro, BTW. I recommend it. Second this reasoning and recommendation. Got the Pro just so it could catch license plates. Till you live in Michigan, a no-fault state. What about when you smash into a Michigan pedestrian? There's also civil suits that arise from illegal activity like suing a DWI driver to cover medical costs. I'm pretty sure the drivers in both cases would be sued and the insurance would not help pay for anything. I don't know much on the subject though. If you live in, like, Texas, get a supercapacitor based camera. Because otherwise you have a lithium battery. They don't do so well in the Texas heat right behind the glass. It can get to like 180 F. The supercapacitor is only good for like 5 seconds after losing power, and it uses some of that time to close the current file. That's just for running once the power gets cut off, which may happen in an accident, losing key parts of the footage. Also, entire files get corrupted and are a pitter to try to fix if they lose power. You also want a heavy duty memory card. Some cheap card types will wear out in just a few months of being written and rewritten. ESP in the heat. People who live in hot climates should not buy dashcams with built-in batteries. My first dashcam almost blew up on an extremely hot day. I'm using a Mizuho one now, and it's been a charm for the last 4 years. Totally agree. I wouldn't drive a car without a dashcam nowadays. Too many idiots on the road who will try to blame you, even if an accident is their fault. If you buy a 50 dashcam and it lasts 5 years, that's 10 a year for peace of mind when driving. Plus folks drive/act differently once they know you have a dashcam. Get one. It's the best thing you'll buy for your car. Best thing you'll buy for your car is winter tires. Dashcam won't do you any good if you slid into the back of someone's car because you cannot stop. This poster lives in the north. I remember my first set of Blizzards. Back around 95 or 96. Game changer. I have sets of snow tires for all of my cars. And have bought tires for my extended family just to show them the difference. My mom used to have a Suzuki Grand Vitara with a 5 SPD. She hated driving it in snow, even in 4-wheel drive. Bought her a set of Michelin Arctic Alpines. Changed her whole view about snowstorms. Where do you live in the north that you had to buy your family snow tires? All of my family would kick my butt if I didn't buy snow tires, which happened the first year I was driving, because the place I bought my car told me they put them on for me. Turns out the tires in my garage all winter were my snow tires. I'm dumb. Or I was new to driving and didn't know that you weren't supposed to slide for 500 meters with snow tires. You decide. My family aren't car enthusiasts, but I am. They just always kind of shrugged and just ran the normal all seasons. Didn't know any better and didn't know that it was an option. I'm in we with some of my family, but have others in par and nigh. My mother, again, is a great example. I had to teach her how to put her 01 Ike Suzuki into 4-wheel drive as it had an old school transfer case acca. It has a second shift lever that you had to shift for 4WD. She said was better, but still had issues. Got her a set of snows and she's never looked back. That was 15 years and probably 3 sets of snow tires for her ago. I'm not implying anything, but can you be forced to give authorities recording if you know accident was your fault, but let's say it's not obvious and you'd like to make it that way? Just a question. Cops can get a judge to issue a warrant. So yes, you can technically be forced to turn it over. This almost never happens because people are too scared to say no to cops. If they want it though, they can and will get it. And the proper way is via a court-issued warrant, which are basically rubber stamped especially for something as mundane as a public street recording of a collision. Are they accepted in every nation? No. They're illegal in many countries. Check yours. Or else you could be the one to get in trouble. What kind of country makes a dashcam illegal? Question mark. Ones where you have to bribe cops. Very important. If you do decide to get one without your speedometer showing. If in a wreck, they can use it as evidence against you. You can calculate speed from video without a visible speedometer. Still worth not having it shown. Unless you are going absurdly fast, you can still introduce a seed of doubt about how reliable that measurement is. If for instance you're going 10 over the speed limit, it wouldn't look like you're doing much wrong. But if it shows 10 over, then it's evident that you were speeding. Do your research first and see what they can do, and space it will save you in a pinch. I just got hit in my work truck, which is a semi, and it totally saved me for getting a huge ticket and fine. So as others have said, make sure it's a good, don't ask someone on a trucker page about good dash cams. What dash cam do you guys recommend? If you're willing to spend a little more money, a dash cam with parking mode is even better. Nothing worse than someone hitting your car in a car park and driving off. I bought one with built storage memory and hardwired it for parking mode. It's supposed to stay on for 24 hours after parking, but doesn't shut off, so I've had a dead battery a few times. I've adjusted its app settings, but doesn't do a thing. Not sure what I did wrong. Brand my new login and set it so the camera shuts off if the battery gets below a certain amperage. Payment E3. I have it set to turn off within 24 hours or at its highest threshold setting to conserve my battery's reserve. What if it is your fault? Everyone always assumes they are blameless, but someone is causing the accidents, and won't the video work against them? I don't know. I'm honestly asking. Then you say nothing about it. Alpt, if you are in an accident, and it is your fault, throw the dash cam out the window. What is a no-fault accident? One where the police don't know who did it, or are too lazy to bother trying to figure it out. Unless there appears to be an obvious criminal act, it isn't their job to determine fault. That's a civil matter, to be determined by the insurance companies, or if necessary, civil court. Can your own dashcam footage be used against you in court? Yes, but cops have to go to the court to subpoena it. So in most cases it won't matter. Just don't hand it over to cops unless they have a subpoena. But don't get one if you like getting in accidents, I guess. Would you be required to submit footage if you ended up being at fault? If subpoena or warrant is issued, then yes. Otherwise technically no. Does anyone have a camera suggestion for someone who lives in a sketchy area and will need to disconnect it and store it every night so it's not visible from the street? I have to literally park in front of tents several nights/week. I know a dashcam isn't a hot commodity per se, but it's not worth the risk of a break-in. Bay Area? La. But just moved from the Bay. Conditioned. Illegal in Germany, unfortunately. It's one of the most cost-effective insurance policies you can possibly buy. $120 dashcam paid out $6,000 when a semi-truck merged me off the highway at 85 miles per hour last year. Yes, and a reliable one. I have 2 roves that so far have been pretty good bang for buck. I can't believe cameras aren't factory installed in the US at this point. It seems like such a no-brainer. This post is the real deal. A $40 cam saved me $1,700 on a hit and run in Nye. I played coy about having the video and got the other insurance company's claims adjuster to actually ask me if I had any evidence putting their client at the scene. I had a police report and witnesses. I said, actually, I have a video. Had the check in 3 days and a rental car. My little SUV has literally never looked as good as it does now thanks to all the bodywork they had to do. Highly recommended. And I got to watch my fat ass try and run down a can through traffic. Get a dash cam, even to help others. There are so many maniacs in these no-fault states. Thanks, Nye. Make it your responsibility for someone else's negligence. Get a dash cam. Buy a good dash cam. Don't skimp. I got a Rexing and thought I was being smart and safe. I've been in 2 not at fault accidents since then, and both times the camera's file was corrupt when I went to give it to insurance/police. Read the 1 and 2 star reviews to see if the camera is reliable. Hey, thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.